dark and dreary Monday, right? The First Alert Weather Team tracking showers in our area right now. First Alert meteorologist Corey Sim is in the Weather Center. And Corey, these showers will be, off and on most of the day, right?
It's a great weather pattern. We need this. We need the rain. It's been a while since there was a morning where we just dealt with the showers. And the next wave or the next batch is moving into Metro Jacksonville as we are talking now. In fact, just about 30 seconds ago, we heard the water start coming down here on the building on the south side. So First Alert Doppler HD, it's showing this little band just kind of rotate up here from the east and the south. Some moderate to heavy rain, lightning here and there, but there's not a lot of thunderstorm activity with this one as it is moving past Butler, approaching Beach Boulevard right now in the east and southeast side of Duval County. There is Butler, there is Beach, Hodges, San Pablo as well. Very heavy rain on Southside Boulevard now. Those rainfall rates anywhere from almost 1 to 2 inch per hour rainfall rates over I-95 and the intersection of Butler. This is headed for the zoo by about 1210 White House there at 1212 and Ocean Way at 1222. And here's our First Alert traffic camera network at I-95 and JTB. The roads are wet and the rain is falling. I'm timing out the showers through the rest of Monday, including the evening commute. That's coming up in the First Alert forecast.
Corey, to keep track of when it's going to rain in your area, just download the First Alert Weather app. It's free for Apple and Android phones. Right now, police are searching for a driver who hit and killed a woman in a busy intersection. Action News Jax told you Saturday when it happened at New Kings Road and Edgewood Avenue. Police say she was left lying in the street. Action News Jax Courtney Cole is live for us this noon, and Courtney, neighbors are begging the driver to come forward. Apparently, Courtney can't hear us right now, but GSO says they received the call about the deadly hit and run around 9:40 Saturday night. Action News Jax spoke to neighbors this weekend who say hit and runs are all too common in this area. Also reached out to JSO to learn the identity of this person. We'll be hearing more about this deadly hit-and-run crash as the morning and afternoon progresses. Action News Jax looked at the number of deadly hit-and-run crashes in our area, too. We found FHP is investigating 16 unsolved deadly hit-and-runs in our area since 2011. Most of those are in Duval County, followed by St. Johns County and Clay County.
Right now, a convicted sex offender is back in jail, this time accused of attacking a 92-year-old woman in her home. We told you about the alert to find him on Action News Jax at noon Friday. This is Joseph Jackson. Now, police say that a tip to their department led to his arrest. Jackson allegedly stalked the woman's home for months, taking her things and even beating her. Action News Jax has been following again this story since last week when we showed you this home surveillance video from that woman's house in Arlington. You can see a man who's believed to be Jackson looking inside and staking out the outside. The victim's son believes that she was targeted because of her age.
Yeah, he's only been in the house once. He woke her up, asking for money. She screamed. He slapped her, told her to shut up. Later on, he told her if she got up, he would come back and hurt her.
Jackson is expected back in court at the end of this month.
Action News Jax is learning more about the man who died in an officer-involved shooting at the River City Marketplace. We've been bringing you updates since Friday night when police say he sprayed wasp and hornet killer into the face of one of their officers, a pesticide. Police say 37-year-old Bruce Clark also had a knife and a baton on him. Police say he had a criminal history in Maine as well. Investigators say the officer was able to see where he was shooting even after being sprayed.
And once he becomes incapacitated, that encounter becomes an armed encounter for both individuals. And Officer Dorcillian, knowing that, reverting back to his training, had to use deadly force in this situation.
GSO says the shooting was not caught on video and the officer did not have a body camera. An officer has been with the force for 3.5 years. Now, this is that officer's first officer-involved shooting, but it's GSO's 6th this year. 4 of them were deadly. There were also 6 police-involved shootings last year with 4 deaths and 10 officer-involved shootings in 2017 with 8 deaths.
Well, this noon, companies are now allowed to start submitting bids to potentially buy JEA. We told you on Action News Jax this morning that the bidders will be kept secret. Action News Jax did some digging and found the minimum requirement for a bid. JEA wants at least $3 billion of the proceeds to go to the city, and they want $400 million distributed to customers. They also want 3 years of a guaranteed base rate. The privatization of JEA was talked about last year, and there was a lot of pushback there. The utility says that it still needs to sell to keep up with the changing industry. They say that if they continue to operate like they do now, electric rates could jump 52% by 2030. JEA estimates that they'd have to cut about 574 full-time workers in the next 10 years. Action News Jax is working to find out more about the bids coming in today, and we will bring you the latest on Action News Jax tonight at 5.
Right now, there are extra police officers at Rains High School as crews work to learn if a threat was credible. DCPS tells us the threat was posted online, but we do not know when. It was reported to the school police department, and they are investigating. New teachers could see a big increase in their starting pay across our area. Governor Ron DeSantis has proposed raising starting salaries to $47,500 a year. Action News Jax' Brittany Donovan shows us how it could help teachers and students.
For teachers who work here in Clay County, their starting pay would increase by $9,500. That's if the budget passes. Morgan Lonkaitis tells me every day she sets foot inside her classroom at Middleburg High School, her goal is the same: give these students valuable skills to succeed in life. She graduated from Middleburg High and says her own teachers changed her life.
Really and truthfully, it goes back to the teachers that were here that really believed in me.
She joined Governor Ron DeSantis and other county leaders Monday. DeSantis announced he wants to raise the starting pay for teachers across the state to $47,500. Right now in Clay County, the starting salary is $38,000.
If I'm going into education, I'm in it for the outcome of my students rather than the income. But to hear this increase, that is totally exciting.
DeSantis says higher pay for teachers will attract more talent to Florida, helping to address the statewide teacher shortage. If the $602 million package is passed in his budget, he says it makes Florida's starting pay among the top 5 in the nation.
Bring that enthusiasm back. I mean, like I said, we don't make millions, but we make a difference in every single person that we touch every single day.
I'm working to learn how much of an increase this would mean in the starting pay for teachers in surrounding counties, and I'll have a full report coming up at 5. Reporting in Clay County, Brittany Donovan, CBS47, Action News Jax.
It looks like UNF students are some of the best about paying off their student loans. A new study shows that UNF is among the top 25 universities with the lowest loan default rate. It's tied for number 5. That's according to the Department of Education. UCLA and Georgia Tech also top the list.
Covering Nassau County, where 3 people are behind bars this noon as part of a drug bust. Deputies searched a home in Fernandina Beach last week after they got complaints about drug activity. All 3 people in that home were arrested and are now facing drug-related charges. One is also accused of stealing a vehicle. One of 2 men accused in a deadly bar shooting in Kansas City is behind bars. 4 people were killed. 23-year-old Javier Alatorre is facing first-degree murder charges now. Investigators believe the shooting may have stemmed from an argument that happened in the bar earlier that day. Police are still looking for the second suspect.
New this noon, TSA is working to learn how a woman without a ticket or ID was able to board a Delta plane. It all started when another woman boarded the plane in Orlando and found someone in her seat.
Because I also had a boarding pass for that seat, and she said, just very bluntly, "I'm not moving."
Well, flight attendants asked for her ticket and her ID. Instead of an ID, she held up a photo on her phone. Now, after almost an hour of going back and forth with flight attendants and police, she was finally forcibly removed.
But I don't know how she got in that airport, and then how she got on the airplane is extremely concerning.
TSA leaders say the woman was screened but did not give any other information. Flight attendants say that her name wasn't on any Delta Orlando flights list.
A scam warning for neighbors on the west side to tell you about. Neighbors say people are posing as JEA utility workers. They've been spotted in the Lakeshore and Cedar Hills neighborhoods. JEA says its employees will always identify themselves as being with JEA and have on a company shirt and badge. Larry Junstrom, one of the founding members of Leonard Skinner, has died. There's no word on the cause of death. The rocker was 70 years old. Junstrom helped found the band back in 1964, but quit before recording their first album. He went on to play bass for the band 38 Special.
Donald Trump Jr. is scheduled to speak at the University of Florida Thursday night. He's being brought in by a group on campus known as the Accent Speakers Bureau. The event is free and open to the public, but you will need a ticket, and you can pick them up at the campus box office starting tomorrow morning. A local dad and Action News Jax employee has a warning for parents this noon.
That's right. Action News Jax Beth Russo is live in the newsroom with more on this. And Beth, he says they found plastic in a popular Halloween tree.
That's right. Action News Jax photographer Tim Smith came to me really worried about this. He tells me his wife bought a package of Peeps just like this. It was sealed on both sides. But take a look at what she found when she says she bit into it. These are pictures of tiny pieces of plastic, Tim tells me, scratched her throat and even got stuck in her teeth. He says the most concerning part is that his toddler was eating the treat before they realized something was wrong. He wants to make sure other families don't run into this, especially since we're just weeks away from Halloween.
A lot of people are buying this product. Other items on the shelf could contain plastic as well. Other people could get seriously hurt with it.
So I did reach out to the company. They tell me they are aware of this claim. Right now I'm working to get answers for them about what they're doing to make sure that all their other product is safe. All of that all new on Action News Jax at 5. Live in the newsroom, Beth Russo, Action News Jax.
From the Action News Jax First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Corey Sima. The next wave of heavy rain moving through Duval County right now, timing out this shower and more rain through the rest of today in the First Alert forecast, just minutes away.
And a sailboat that's run aground at Atlantic Beach. What the Coast Guard is keeping an eye on right now as members work to remove it.
What to watch, brought to you by Ashley Home Store.
All right, you're looking live at the Jacksonville International Airport, where the daily garage is full and temporarily closed. Apparently, a lot of people just don't want to walk in the rain on that surface lots, right? But they're still open, the hourly and economy lots. Be sure to get there at least 2 hours ahead of your flight. Well, the U.S. Supreme Court kicks off a new term today, and it's looking to tackle an exciting docket.
Action News Jack's Jacqueline Fell has a preview of the cases coming to the High Court.
From gun rights to abortion to presidential powers, the U.S. Supreme Court has the potential to make a big impact just ahead of the 2020 elections. Tomorrow, the justices will hear arguments on the question of whether or not federal employment discrimination laws protect gay, lesbian, and transgender people. Justices will also consider a Louisiana law that requires any doctor performing an abortion must also have admitting rights at a nearby hospital. This is the first abortion case that will be argued since conservative justices Brett Kavanaugh and Neil Gorsuch joined the bench. The court will consider the fate of the nearly 800,000 immigrants known as Dreamers who were brought to the United States as children. The Trump administration wants to end the program, but lower courts have said the justifications were inadequate. And later this year, the court is scheduled to hear its first Second Amendment case in almost a decade. In Washington, Jacqueline Fell, CBS 47, Action News Jax.
Well, it's rainy out there right now and still washing machine conditions out in the surf, but Atlantic Beach police are working with the owners of this sailboat to try and get it off the beach. This 51-foot boat is an unusual sight out there, and it's drawn a lot of people to the area. Action News Jax told you Sunday when the Coast Guard says that 2 people were rescued from that boat when it lost power. Some people are concerned that it may tip from the force of the waves.
It's a frightening sight to see it, but it's also awesome when you see the waves just crash over the bow.
Right now, the Coast Guard is monitoring it for environmental impacts.
That's a sight to see, isn't it? Well, American troops are being pulled from northern Syria. That's according to the UK-based Syrian Observatory for Human Rights. This follows news that Turkey will soon launch a military invasion into Syria. The White House said Sunday that U.S. forces will not be involved in that operation. It's unclear if this is a full withdrawal from the country.
Now certified Jacksonville's most accurate weather forecast. Action News Jax First Alert Weather.
Wet roads and some rain coming down here on the First Alert Traffic Camera Network. This is Bay Meadows and the East Beltway at 295. You can see the reflection of the car lights there in the water on the road. And we're going to take a look at our Riverside First Alert Skycam Network now. Look at the raindrops on the camera lens. The rain basically moving into downtown Jacksonville as we are talking now. So far, almost a half-inch of rain out at the International Airport, and there is more to come. You know, we need a lot more of this, folks. We're leaving the wet season now, but this is a nice wet weather pattern that we are just getting started here in Jacksonville, Northeast Florida, and Southeast Georgia. We have wave number 1 of showers, which stretches from Brunswick down to just north of Lake City. And then the second wave here, this is in northern St. John's, Duval, and northwest Clay County. So let's start here in Jacksonville. This is the rain stretching from Mayport, curving all the way back toward Middleburg, and some of this activity scooting into northern St. Johns County. Those of you in Nocatee getting in on some of that heavy rain now. Let's zoom down to street level mapping here. This is downtown Jacksonville. You can see the rain. It is basically along and south of I-10, and then it scoots up into Arlington. There is Arlington Expressway, US 90, Beach Boulevard there, I-95, Phillips Highway, the river. That's the St. Johns River, the big blank area there on the map with no roads on it. This is moving to the northwest at about 20 to 30 miles per hour, headed for San Mateo at 1228, Bryceville at 1231, Pecan Park and JIA, they're around 1240, and then Nassau Village at 1244. Let's head up into Southeast Georgia, too. This is where we have some showers, generally west of I-95 in Camden County. These are headed for Hickox basically right now. There is Rains Landing at 1221, Folkestone 1228, and then Schlotterville at 1244. As we track this for the next couple of hours, you can see the rain, it kind of diminishes on the hour-by-hour forecast. But there's some energy here for Mother Nature to use. We also have that onshore wind that's going to stay brisk. So I would expect a little shower activity around for the evening commute. And some of these may last through this evening into tonight. Then on Tuesday, we're going to do the exact same thing. Just a little less rain. Looks to mainly be in the morning and then in the afternoon. So you may be dealing with some of this rain for the morning commute on Tuesday. A few showers through Wednesday and Thursday with afternoon highs in the lower to middle 80s. It's going to stay humid every day, especially if there's rain around. But all the way through your weekend, which is always in view, doesn't look like a washout any one particular day. Remember, you can download the Action News Jax First Alert Weather app by going to our website right there, actionnewsjax.com. And join Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish at 5 p.m. right here on CBS 47.
Action News Jax is your official Jaguar stations, and we're breaking down the team's loss to the Panthers on Sunday. Tune into Jags Report live at 7 o'clock tonight right here on CBS 47, live from Topgolf. Wide receiver Chris Connolly will be our special guest.
All rise as our honor heads into the courtroom. The new career Barbie is taking on.
New at noon, more than 1 million pocket knives are being recalled this noon. Harbor Freight Tools says that its Gordon folding knife has a faulty lock. Here's what that knife looks like. The company says 6 people have already been hurt, and owners should immediately return their knife for a full refund.
Barbie taking on a whole new career, and the goal here is to inspire girls. So Mattel introduced Judge Barbie, complete with the black robe here and a tiny little gavel. And she's also sporting the lacy white collar that looks a lot like the one Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg wears, or maybe Judge Judy. Coming up new at 5:30, the two biggest factors increasing the risk for African-American women of dying from breast cancer and the new research doctors are using to find a cure.
It is a wet one out there today.
It's kind of dreary for a Monday, as the carpenters said it. Here are the showers now. First Alert Doppler HD. We'll just be dealing with this for probably the next hour or so, with more rain through the evening.
But it's a good day for a birthday. Happy birthday,
Dawn. Happy birthday, Dawn.
Thank you. So don't let rainy days and muddies get you down.